going to show you how to make some Halloween shortbread, or you can just make normal shortbread. It's entirely up to you. So all you're going to need for this simple recipe is some plain flour, some caster sugar, and some butter of your choice. So basically what we need to do first, I've already tied my hair back because obviously nobody wants hairy cookies even though it's Halloween. And I've already taken off my jewellery because you do need to get your hands involved in this. I am just going to quickly wash my hands as well, just to make sure that I'm nice and sanitised. Okay, that's all done. Right, so first of all then, what you need to do is weigh out your flour. So for your flour, you will need 150 grams. So let's just set this onto the naught. So you want to start on naught. There we go. And then we're going to put it up to 150 grams. Which I think is about there. Yeah, perfect. And that just goes straight into your mixing bowl. And then we need, I think it's 50 grams, sorry, just checking, 50 grams of sugar. So you can use the same dish. It's about right. So 50 grams of sugar goes into the bowl. The reason I've done the sugar in the flour first is because this will make the bowl sticky. So if you do this last, it just makes it a lot easier because then you don't have to wash the bowl in between. You can use the same bowl for everything. So you open up the butter there, and now we need to cube the butter, which I'll show you, and we need 100 grams of butter. So in this packet there's 250 grams. So I'll just take a chunk off, and it does need to be chilled butter. So then what we'll do is we'll just cube it. So just move that out of the way for you on that. So we're just making it into cubes and pop it in here to weigh it. See how much we've got after this bit. Let's have a look. A little bit more. I'll take another slice. Keep an eye on it because you don't want to put way too much in. Let's see. Yep, perfect. So now your cubes just go in as well. And then what you do, guys, I'll just bring this over. You don't need that little bit of butter, that can go back. What we do is we don't actually need the spoon, I've realised, is you actually use your fingers and you crumb it together. So you're making it eventually, so you just keep pressing it in between your fingers like this, like breadcrumbs. So push it in between your fingers like that. That's perfect. And keep going. Oh, I forgot to say, before I started, I actually put the oven on to preheat. So you may want to do that now, because it's better if it's preheated. And the oven needs to go on gas mark 3 or 170 degrees, depending what sort of oven you have, okay? And once you've got like a breadcrumby texture, make sure there's no big lumps left and that everything's combined. You want it to look a little bit like this, which I'll show you in a minute. to look like that, okay? So like a breadcrumb texture with no lumps in there, okay? So then what you do, folks, is on your clean surface, which was cleaned earlier on, we just pop a bit of flour. Move that up so you can see properly. There we go, pop a bit of flour down, just to stop it sticking, that is. Squeeze this into a ball in your hands. You might have to tip it out and do it actually. I'm struggling a little. Squeeze it into like a ball kind of shape. And you might need to add a little bit of water if it's not sticking together properly, which I think this one might need actually. So yeah, I think it's going to need a bit, because it does need to stick together but not be too wet. So just a tiny little bit of water. I'll just pop a little bit on. Really was a little bit, we don't want loads. And hopefully that will help it stick together a bit better. Eventually it will stick into a ball for you. Okay, some kind of ball anyway. Remember, it is shortbread, so it is going to be crumbly. Okay, so what we need to do next is to roll it out. So just get my rolling pin, and I'm going to pop a bit more flour down because it's seeped it all up, and pop my ball onto my flour. And now you need to roll it out to about the thickness of 1/2 centimetre. Okay, so try rolling it. Make sure it stays together. Okay, I'm just going to add a bit more water again because it's really not sticking. That's it, a bit more flour. You'll know what you need depending on whether it's sticking or not. You might need to add stuff, but you'll see if it's not staying in one piece, then obviously you need to add some things to it to make it, some water to it to make it stay in one piece. Are we thinking that's about right, height-wise? Try and keep it all the same height if you can. Okay, so what you do then is you get your cookie cutter, whatever shape you decided to go for. Now I've gone for a pumpkin here because it's Halloween. I'm going to use the knife I used for the butter earlier on because it's absolutely fine to use it for this because it's still got raw butter in anyway. And because I haven't got any cookie cutters, I'm going to cut round the shape. Okay, so then what I'm going to do, guys, before you can put this shape anywhere, I am going to put onto my baking tin. I'm going to line it with greaseproof paper. I'm just going to stop because there's some sticking to the bottom. Because they're so dry, because of being shortbread, that is something that could happen, and they could burn as well. So then I'm just going to lift it off and place it onto my baking sheet like so. Okay, then you fill up your baking sheet with all the rest, which I'll just do now. Okay guys, so all of the pumpkins are now ready on the tray. What needs to happen now is they need to chill in the fridge. I think this is to hold the shape. So as you can see, because they're so difficult to keep the shape. So I'm going to go and pop them in the fridge. You leave them in the fridge for 20 minutes. And then as soon as they've finished in the fridge for 20 minutes, we then pop them in the oven for 15 minutes. So I'll come back to you when I'm about to put them in the oven. Okay, thank you. Hi everyone, so I'm back. I've just taken my pumpkin shapes out of the fridge. They are looking very rustic, but I'm not really bothered. They'll still hopefully taste nice. So I'm just going to pop these into the oven now, which has already been on for a while now on gas mark 3. Okay, so they need to now bake for 15 to 20 minutes. Keep a close eye on them because I think most biscuits have got a bit of a tendency to burn easy. So what I'm going to do while I'm waiting for that, so I'm going to make the icing just so that it's ready. Obviously you can't ice your biscuits until they are actually cold anyway, but it's just one thing less to do once they are cold. So I'm not going to measure anything with the icing because it's kind of, you sort of look at the texture of it to see whether it's suitable or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of big spoons of icing sugar in a bowl. And I've just added a little bit of water, and it really was a little bit. And we'll just mix this up. See what kind of texture we're getting. So already you can see that really was a very small amount of water, probably 1 tablespoon of water to 2 tablespoons of icing sugar. So have a look, that's the kind of consistency you want. If it's any thinner than that, then it's too thin. I might even add a little bit more icing sugar to that. The other thing we're going to add, because they are pumpkins, I'm going to add some orange colouring, not flavouring. So I'm just going to pop a couple of drops in. There we go. We do want a nice bright orange, and there we go, that's beautiful. So look at the colour of that, that's lovely. Okay, so you don't want a lot because you are only going to drizzle it over. And then I've also got some black icing, which you can just buy in a pack like that, which I could draw the lines on with. You don't have to ice yours at all, you can just have them as they are. The shortbreads will still taste lovely. If you're not going to ice them, I would sprinkle them with a little bit of caster sugar just to sweeten them up a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to need to wait. So we've still got a good 15 minutes really to wait on the cookies, maybe slightly less. So I'll come back to you once they're baked and cooled. So once I take them out, I will leave them to cool and then I will ice them with you. Okay, thank you. Icing the cookies. This is one of the cookies. Unfortunately, the little stalk fell off, but I'm not bothered because it still should taste nice. So what we're going to do is, using the icing we made earlier on, we're just going to hold the cookie in one hand, or you can put it on a plate or whatever you want to do, and drizzle the icing into the centre. You don't want to put too much on because it will spread out, and spread it across yourself with the back of the spoon like that. Okay, that should be enough, I think. And then the best thing to do to get the icing to set quickly is to pop it in the fridge. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, so that one's now in the fridge. And here's some I iced earlier on, just so that I can show you the black lines. So, using this pre-bought icer, I'm going to try and draw some lines on the pumpkin to make it look more like a pumpkin. So this is where your arty side will come out, everyone. Whoops. Not always going to be perfect. May need to go back and fill bits in. Okay, I'll just do some lines on the stalk. And fill in some of these lines. There we go. It's not beautiful, but it's my best attempt. And actually I have tried one and they taste lovely. So, there you go. Halloween pumpkin shortbread biscuits. Have a go and let us know how you get on. Thank you, bye.